It's May, it's 2024, and that can only mean the first of the two Partizan shows being held at the Newark showground at Newark in Nottinghamshire. Cracking show, very, very busy, lots of things going on. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Okay, it's a hot May here in Newark, Midlands, and that can only mean one thing: we are at Partizan. Big Partizan wargame show held at the Newark showground. And as you can see, today's one is totally banged out. The car park is very, very full. Right, so here we are about the middle of the hall. Far end there. And lots of loveliness. Where I just was, standing at that end, and then behind me, cafeteria area that end, and more tables, traders, etc. This is a busy one, and someone's obviously just rolled a 6. So starting here, we have the bunker presenting Indiana Jones and the Temple of Ramalama Ding Dong. Although I think the aircraft owes more than a little to the original Indiana Jones film. That's the sort of Horton flying wing. Of course, it would have been jet engines on the original, but they've done it with propellers. Decent size castle and medieval town on this side. We have a sphinx here with presumably the Well of Souls type thing down there, and the inevitable nasty Nazis with their version of a World War I tank, and presumably somewhere on here Indiana Jones is going to be riding along on a white horse. Another sphinx over there. Okay, someone's been raiding the garden ornaments section, I think. So this is the bunker presenting Indiana Jones and the Temple of Ramalama Ding Dong. Fair play to him. Right, this is Simon Miller, Mr. Simon Miller, doing To the Strongest for King and Parliament. And we have got, well, a quite formidable English Civil War battle. Take a look at that. Now we're looking at probably 25, maybe 30 foot of table, all the way up to a walled town at the far end, which is up there. In between there are an awful lot of figures. I'll try and go in close on some in a minute. Cavalry on the far side, infantry in the centre, and then down here some rather tasty cavalry. There's the parliamentarians, got their orange sashes on. Down here, more parliamentarian, orange sashes. In front of us, wearing the red sashes, of course, are the royalists. This has got to be a big, big game. So this is Mr. Simon Miller doing To the Strongest for King and Parliament. Right,
Right, this is the Chesterfield Old Boys, the Cobbs, COBS, and they're doing a 135 scale, 54mm, late World War II. In front of us there we have a Yagged Tiger. That's that puppy there. 128mm gun, lots of armour. Next to it a Panzer IV. And then looking down the board, stretches all the way up to that end where the US forces are. They've got M18 Hellcats, late Shermans with the long 76, and I've got to say the buildings are rather nice. Nice bit of work on those. I don't recall seeing these as kits, so I assume they're mostly scratch built, but someone's put a lot of effort into it. The German infantry Panzer Grenadiers are down here. They've just debussed from their SDKFZ 251s next to an 88mm, and I suspect I see an old Panzer III beyond them where that guy's arms are. Yeah, oh no, not sure what that is. Anyway, take two. We're at the American end of the battlefield. We've got Sherman 75s and M8 Greyhound here. Someone has very wisely moved the 76mm long barrel Shermans out to the flank to give them flanking fire down that road, because at some stage or another they're going to need it. Americans have just crossed the river. Just crossed the river there, and they're heading for a probable encounter with those German troops on the far side. So each side's roughly halfway in. M8 Greyhound has scouted the bridge, and again the M18 Hellcat with the long 76 is facing straight down the road and appears to have probably knocked out that armoured vehicle over there. Hence the big puff of smoke. Either the M8 Greyhound got it or the M18 Hellcat got it. So this is Chesterfield Old Boys, late World War II, probably Germany, and yeah, 54mm, 135 scale. Right, we're at the Bramley Barn Wargames Club, unusually doing it in 20mm, but it does mean they've got access to lovely 172 scale P47 Thunderbolt. So, close up on some of the figures they're using. Got some M7 Priests, a couple of M10s. There's some of the 20mm figures they're using, American. And now here's the full spread of the battle. You've got about 15 feet here, haven't you?
About 13, 14 feet, yeah.
Yeah. And this would be Normandy?
It's Normandy D-Day +1.
Right, I'm told this is D-Day +1, so they're into the rolling country, but not quite hit the bocage yet. Yeah. My dad was there.
Sorry?
My dad was there.
Oh, really?
He came in on D+11 on the British side. Should mention that in case. Right, we're now with First Corps, who are doing a very, very large game here, which at first blush looked Napoleonic, but I'm actually seeing Mexican and American flags. So without even bothering to check, I think this is the Mexican-American War. Yeah. Yep. Definitely American artillery and colours there. And over here, the green, white, red of Mexico. Extending quite a distance out to there. And over here we've got a typical sort of Mexican building, and more American troops hotly engaged in front. So this is First Corps, and they are doing almost certainly the Mexican-American War. I'll check that as I go past, just in case I got it wrong. I have been known to make mistakes. Right, so this is Mr. Phil Ollie, and they're doing Action at Akshan, which is apparently a 17th century Muscovite European sort of late Renaissance. Lovely little Muscovite town over there. Little onion dome on top of the church. Zero in on that. And then we have what was almost certainly Ottoman troops advancing on that side, waving their various Ottoman banners. Ottoman cavalry there. Looks like some Tartar light horse close in there skirmishing with bow. And then beyond you've got the serious Muscovite cavalry streaming through that gap. Colourful, different, and refreshing to see sort of Eastern European getting onto a British Wargames table. Nice one. So it's Mr. Phil Ollie, Action at Action. Right, I've seen these good people before. This is the Like a Stonewall Wargames Club, and as before they're doing an Aztec conquistador type situation. Conquistadors are ashore here with a variety of cavalry, and it looks like they've got some hunting dogs there as well, over there. And then heading towards them in the distance, we've got the massed Mexican stroke Aztec allies. There were a variety of other tribes in the area, not all of whom were loyal to the Aztecs. In fact, quite a few of them threw in with the Spanish. Magnificent temple over there. And oh, and for fans of Stargate, it looks like we've got a Stargate written in as well. Very, very nice model. The table is well over 20-25 feet long. It's a big, big game. Lots of plastic foliage, some of which I think has come out of an aquarium shop, but not knocking that, it looks good. A close up of the Aztec temple. Quite a few steps there. Would like to lay the carpet on that. And panning down here, we can see that some of the conquistadors have already got this end of the table as well. There's conquistador cavalry there. We have their halberdiers already engaged in action with what looks like some kind of Aztec elite. And over there, no 16th century army should be without an organ gun or two, and there's an organ gun. That's facing towards the oncoming Aztecs there. Nice game. Right, one of the big games here is down on the Adriatic Sea. This is set in 1920, post the Bolshevik Revolution, and it's looking at what was happening with the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Magnificent model there of a pre-dreadnought battleship. Looks to be in... oh, it's an American pre-dreadnought battleship. Just spotted the flag. Various bits of fortification. Inland, I see the cafes have still got their colourful umbrellas out. And above you have competing aircraft bombing. More up that end. Extensive fortifications down this side. Very, very, very nice fortifications. Gorgeous sort of Martello tower there in the middle. Old 16th century town gate with a modern Bailey bridge in front of it. And what looks like a radio station here. So we're set somewhere in the Balkans, Austro-Hungarian collapse, and and the scale appears to be about 28mm. I do like that battleship. So this is down on the Adriatic Sea, and it is the League of Extraordinary Kriegspielers. I'll say that again because my teeth fell out. The League of Extraordinary Kriegspielers. Another view from this end. The League of Extraordinary Kriegspielers. Troops moving across the bridge there. Aircraft hangar over there. Got a shot down Spad in French markings there. And Ravelin, Redan type fortification there. And just over there, that rather quaint Martello Tower thing I was looking at just now. And yes, the cafe umbrellas are still out in blue and white. Very nice model. Tables at least 20-25 feet long. Big, chunky game. So this is the League of Extraordinary Kriegspielers out along the Adriatic Sea. Right, and now for something completely different. The Skirmish Wargames Collective presenting Death on Planet Pima, P-I-M-A. And what we have here is a very large scale, and I mean very large scale. The figures look at least 54mm, if not bigger. Sci-fi skirmish. Some of the terrain looks like it may come straight off of Doctor Who or Blake's 7 set, but I'm not going to knock them for that. The models are very colourful, and I must admit I don't go for sci-fi skirmish normally, but this looks like it could be a game it'd be fun to take part in. So, this is the Skirmish Wargames Collective, Death on Planet Pima. I do like the crashed spaceship here as well. It's looks like it's been through the wars. Quick pan back that way. The figures are very dynamic. We go in now, so very dynamic. Yeah, nice one. As Partizan are hosting this event, I can't really miss one of their own games. This is the Battle of Freeman's Farm, 1777. It's being played by Partizan members wearing their t-shirts. Assembled forces here, which I presume will be coming on during the course of the game. So that's what we've got to come. Over here we have Coulter's Farm. Coulter's Farm is there. We have what looks like Benedict Arnold when he was still in the American side down there. And over there we have what looks like the makings of the arrival of the English driving rebel forces back into that wood. English artillery action there, and yeah, and poorly uniformed American unit there. British light infantry in action here against American light infantry. And over there we appear to have some pro-English Indians. Sorry, Native Americans. Right, so this is the Lincoln Miniature Warfare Society. And what we have going on down here appears to be a modern, although I'm trying to figure out where it is. Here we have jungle with an obvious Huey helicopter there. Over here we have what appears to be European with German tanks. in the distance I can see what appears to be a horse and musket, possibly Napoleonic. So my guess is they're doing 3 different periods on one table. I'll just confirm that with the organiser. Well, I'm just recording for YouTube. My guess is you're doing 3 representative periods on one table, yeah?
We are, yeah.
No, that's fair enough. I've worked it out.
Yeah, it's not complicated.
It's nice when my soundtrack actually matches up with what you're doing. So you've got Vietnam War here,
yeah,
World War II here, and is that Napoleonic?
Napoleonics, yes.
Oh, good. My eyes are obviously working. That trip to Specsavers helped.
Indeed, so.
Right, thanks. And you're the Lincoln Miniature Warfare Society.
We are indeed.
I take it you meet in Lincoln.
We do, yes.
Good. I shall give you a plug. Ian will kill me if I don't mention this. Central London Wargames Club. Ian, the author, is up there, wearing a wonderful Napoleonic shirt. You can't really miss him. And they're doing his own rules, which is Emperor of the Battlefield. I try and give him a plug nearly every time I see him. Believe you me, I see him a lot. So this looks like about 12mm, maybe. It's a small 15 where it's 12s. Napoleonic, you've got Highlanders there, and the British line extending off in that way. So it's Central London Wargames Club, Emperor of the Battlefield by Ian. Right, something close to my own heart, of course, Wings of Glory. This is the UK wing of the aerodrome. It's something I own a lot of. I've got about 110 aircraft. Nice little selection here. They're doing a participation game today, so we've got lots of young people. I'll have to keep the camera down. As YouTube has got rules about children appearing on camera. But basically, it's a card-based game. You draw 3 cards per turn, and those are the 3 manoeuvres you will perform. I have some objections to the way it plays out, having wargamed many years ago on a slightly freer system, and I will be doing something on YouTube in due course. But nevertheless, there are a lot of very inspired and inspiring players. And there's Flying Officer Helmut over there. I'll give him a mention on the aerodrome site later. Right, this is the KB Club, and deep in the realms of science fiction dogfight. Looks like a Star Wars dogfight on acid. Ships flying in all different directions. Various squadrons coming in. There is an asteroid belt at various spots. And yeah, they're going for it. And I'm told, gentlemen's kindly holding up the sign, the rules are accelerate and attack the eons of war. Thank you, sir. Right, when I first came in here, I could not get near this table. You'll see why. This is the Forlorn Hope doing Sci-fi big. That model there is nearly 2 feet long, possibly, yeah, 2 feet long. Huge, ornate attack cruisers up there. Asteroids. Vessels here that look vaguely like Hellenistic rowing galleys. This is the Forlorn Hope, and they're based at Beamish. Another shot from here. That model there is nearly 3 feet long. Other cruisers here. Yes, serious models. Going for a close-up on that one. again, this model here is about 3 feet. Let's call it nearly a metre in length. Very, very nice, very, very detailed, very baroque. If you're going to build a spaceship, build it baroque. Back on for part 2, and with the Yorkshire Gamer. Yorkshire Gamer. They're doing 1867 Battle of Mentana, which appears to be, if I'm looking at this correctly, we've definitely got. I have to bloody ask. Does pay to ask. Does pay to ask. This is the Italian Wars of Independence, sort of Garibaldi period. Sorry, you didn't see I was standing here. Sorry.
I was in Newark.
Yeah, well, we crept up on each other. Italian Wars of Independence, Battle of Mentana, 1867. Italian forces over there. And that's presumably the French down here, yes. And stretching away into the distance, there. Larger action over there. I'm assuming they're French allies of some sort, but I don't recognise the flag. Against more Italians on this side. So, I mean, that could be papal forces, it could be all sorts of people. So anyway, Battle of Mentana. Very nice buildings. I do like the castle structure there. Always useful to rest the rules on. Battle of Mentana, 1867. This is the North Riding Wargames Club, and we are somewhere out in Sudan or southern Egypt. British square formed there. Large number of Mahdists, fuzzy wuzzy types attacking there. Cavalry attacking there against the, I think they called them Hadendower. Out in the distance, looks like the Egyptian army, which was on the British side, are facing a large number of Mahdists with their appropriately patched jibbers, which they patched to show their poverty, and they're following on the Mahdi, the expected one. Cavalry there. I've just been informed that the Bengal Lancers are there charging into Mahdist cavalry. A large number of Mahdist troops coming on there, and this is another big game. It's about 22 feet long. So this is the North Riding Wargames Club. It wouldn't be a Wargames show without the very British Civil War. And here we are again. Concept of the very British Civil War Forum, who are shown here. Sorry, terrible glare on the plastic. Concept of it is that Edward VIII and Wallace Simpson got to the throne. There was a massive rebellion and the nation has been split. Oswald Mosley has become Prime Minister, and basically we got the Spanish Civil War, but in England. anarchist groups, workers groups, militias, sometimes using ex-World War I equipment, sometimes using extemporised armoured vehicles, all in 28mm. If you've got any Dad's Army figures, sort of early war, World War II, British infantry, ideal for this. This is another close-up on the very British Civil War. The World War I tank over there with a turret on top looks like it's come straight out of the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, because they did not have turrets on top, but never mind. But it is fantasy, so what the hell. Looks like you've got fascist units over there, judging by the flags. You probably have anarchist units somewhere else. Yeah, more troops down here, and as I say, this is a speculative civil war similar to the Spanish Civil War taking place in Britain, 1937, 38, 39. And some reserves about to come in. You can't beat the good old bicycle. It was good enough for the Japanese to get through Burma, so they're going to use them here in the very British Civil War. Well, here we are at the Durham Wargames Club, and they're doing the other battle from 1066 that nobody ever mentions. We all know about Hastings, we all know about Battle of Stamford Bridge, but this in fact is Fulford Gate, also sometimes called Gate Fulford. This is an earlier clash between the Saxons and the Vikings. Unfortunately, the Saxons came off a very bad second, which then led to Stamford Bridge and the Vikings coming off a very bad second. Going for a little bit of detail. I'm assuming that's the Viking mass, because I see the Saxons are displaying Christian crosses. Although by this stage, some of the Vikings at least were also going Christian. This is a close-up on the Viking forces at the Gate Fulford game. Lovely double raven banner there. You've got some Saxon skirmishers, peasanty types, chucking rocks. Where are we? Chucking rocks there. Over here, large mass of Saxons. We have what looks like Feared there, with some more heavily armoured Huskarla types in the centre, and trailing off in that direction, facing a large, well-equipped Viking force, and there is the Viking banner. Close up on the Viking banner there. Very nice close up on that Viking banner there. Good one. Right, we have Westbury Wargamers there, and we are down here in the realms of 28mm ancient, and they're doing the Battle of Gabinum.
Battle of
Gabinum. Winter 316-315. Winter 316-315. The Battle of Gabinum. You say Gabinum, I say Gabini. Just been corrected by one of the organisers. Very, very nice figures. A couple of dueling elephants right in the middle there. I always feel very sorry for the elephants. It was actually a separate North African species which was largely wiped out by the wars. Because when they say African elephants in this period, they don't mean the big savannah forest elephants from down south. They mean the North African version. So this is Westbury Wargamers, the Battle of Gabinum, 316 to 315 BC. Very, very nice. I'm unscrewed and I'm going in. I'm going in close. That's the fighting elephants.
I knocked the thing around and so I knocked it around.
More fighting elephants over there. It's going really close. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Over there again. Big pipe blocks all the way down. And another spare elephant just here. Yes. Very nice. This has been a Warspite production. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up. If you've really enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next time. This is Warspite out, and have a very good day.